Antonio James Martise Gamble.
Thank you, Mr. Gamble. Good afternoon. You're here on case 240441129, People State of Michigan versus Antonio James hyphen Martise Gamble, also known as Antonio Montez Gamble, D'Angelo Marquise Shaw, Antonio Gamble, Antonio with two N, James Gamble, Antonio James Martise, one word Gamble, John Ryder, Antonio James Gamble, Antonio Martise Gamble, appearance for the people.
Samuel A. Ragnan for the people, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Gamble, who is from reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading and plea of not guilty. Mr. Gamble, the court scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend on March the 14th. That's a Thursday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood, Mr. Gamble?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty plea is entered on your behalf as to bond from the people.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Gamble, I believe, had a bond redetermination hearing this morning for unlawfully driving away an automobile and receiving, concealing stolen property. He had a $500 cash for surety on 124, 2124.
Was that a capias?
I believe it was.
Right. Okay, thank you. Keep going.
11024, he failed to appear, Your Honor. 11024, he failed to appear. So, Your Honor, we're asking for Mr. Gamble. They continued that bond, my understanding, that we asked for the same bond, the $500 cash or surety bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Response.
Your Honor, this is charged as a misdemeanor. He is a single dad. He does not have anybody, Your Honor. He's not on probation or parole. I do know that he does have that pending case. He is presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in both matters and in all matters. Of course, he understands absolutely no contact with the complaining. No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And he's a lifelong resident with 3 kids. And Your Honor, he was being held at the Macomb County Jail for child support, non-assaultive. He was released, we believe, January 2nd, according to them.
Did he have a capias on that matter? Do we know why he was being held on child support? Did he have a capias on that matter too?
No, Your Honor, we are not, sir, don't say anything at all. We're not aware, but I know that that is where he was until the 2nd, because we called Macomb County Jail on that matter, Your Honor. So we believe that that's maybe the reason why he had that capias. He understands he needs to make it to all of his court dates. I understand he still has a cash bond there, but on this matter, Your Honor, respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond, charges a misdemeanor, maximum penalty 93 days.
And he picked this up while on bond, APA?
This incident happened on the 20th of 2024, January 20th. So I'm not sure he was on bond at that time or not.
He picked this up 3 days ago, allegedly, and you indicated he just had a bond redetermination hearing.
Correct.
Your Honor, I'm sorry if I may. He got arraigned on the 21st. He saw the last time he was in court was the 21st, which would have been a day after the 20th, and then his redetermination hearing was today. So,
but the charge
he wasn't on bond, but he allegedly picked up 2 cases back to back while he had a pending child support matter.
Yeah, there's one more correction to make. The charge this morning he's on redetermination. He did not show up to court on that on January the 10th, 2024. That's why he had the capias $500 cash bond that he went to court on Monday, and then had the redetermination. Or I don't know the date, but he had the redetermination today. So it did.
So he was on bond, and then they brought him 2 days ago on the capias, and then set a redetermination hearing, which was upheld. So he was on bond when this took place, and had a pending matter of felony child support, is what you're telling the court.
Okay, Ms. Scheib.
Your Honor, that's
No,
not
sir.
true, Your Honor.
Mr. Gamble, Mr.
Sir.
Gamble, I don't. Anything you say
Go ahead.
right now can and will be used against you. Okay, it's all part of the record. The prosecutor, I don't want you to say anything that is going to be part of the record. If you'd like, and there's information you have not given us, we can go into a breakout room. But I don't want you to say it here on the record.
I'm inclined to release Mr. Gamble on a personal bond. If you need time to speak, just let me know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So you're welcome. So Mr. Gamble, this is a very serious assaultive allegation, and according to APA, it sounds like you have a lot currently going on, sir. You have a pending matter, according to your counsel, of a felony non-support where you're being housed in Macomb County. That's pending. And it's alleged that you were brought before the court 2 days ago on a matter where you had a warrant for your arrest, and that you were out on bond. You failed to appear allegedly, and then you were brought into court on 2 days ago on the Sunday, and that bond was continued for failing to miss court. And then 3 days ago, you pick up this allegation of assault and battery. It's a very serious assaultive allegation, and very concerning, sir. It's alleged that during this investigation, the officers attempted to investigate you, and then you fled from a vehicle and had to be caught after a foot pursuit. While you attempted to flee the scene, according to the investigator's report, while on a capias bond for not showing up to court and having a pending felony matter. So I have concerns, Mr. Gamble, about your intention to appear on this matter, as not only it's alleged that you failed to appear on an unrelated matter, but while on that bond, it's alleged that you fled again from your vehicle and had to be detained after a foot pursuit from the officers. There was flight on this allegation. You have a capias history with flight, and these are very serious assaultive allegations where it's alleged that you punched this young woman in the face multiple times and had to be stopped by the complainant's family member, or punched the complainant in the face and had to be stopped, apparently one time. For those reasons, Mr. Gamble, given the concerns regarding your previous capias history, the information alleged that you picked up this matter while on your capias bond, allegations in this matter that you fled from the vehicle and had to be caught by the officers after a foot pursuit, and those as stated concern the court regarding your intention to appear, but considered your ties to the local community as well as any employment status presented by counsel as it relates to the ability to post bond. For those reasons, Mr. Gamble, you're going to be released on a $20,000 personal bond with the following conditions. During this bond, there's no use of alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Do not go anywhere near the area or premises of 13045 East McNichols Road, Detroit, Michigan, and absolutely no contact with Kanique Giovanna-Denise Edwards. And that's no contact of any kind. No contact orally in writing through a third party at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. And to ensure you come to court, sir, given not only the allegation you fled from your vehicle, foot pursuit on this matter, that you allegedly picked up while on a capias bond for failing to appear and having a pending felony matter, according to your counsel, of a non-assaultive nature, you will be fit with the GPS tether prior to being released. That will place you under a curfew of 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. You're to remain in your home during those hours, not to leave for any reason until told otherwise by a judge. And absolutely no contact with Miss Edwards or the East McNichols address. Mr. Gamble, do you have any questions regarding your court dates or bond conditions, sir?
Your Honor, I'm a single father, Your Honor. I take all three of my sons. I had to take them to school, pick them up from school. I also have a job, Your Honor. I did not flee from the police. That was incorrect information, Your Honor.
Why is it an allegation, sir? It's just an allegation, and it's just a alleged investigation.
What? 1 second, Mr. Gamble. And Your Honor, that is correct. So I was going to wait respectfully for the court to ask me if anything further due to that tether. He is a single dad with 3 kids, and he is the one that
I don't mean to cut you off, but you told me that, counsel. I took that into consideration. You told me that in your case when you were arguing bond, and I've laid my concerns out. He's missed court previously. He was on a capias bond, allegedly, when he picked up this allegation, and he had a separate felony allegation still pending. And while on a capias bond and felony allegation pending, and this incident took place the following day after he allegedly fled from a vehicle and had to be caught by a foot pursuit. So I'm concerned for all of those reasons regarding his intention to follow orders and show up. He's receiving a personal bond, but for those reasons, he is going to get a tether with the curfew.
And Your Honor, he's not being charged with the fleeing. He's only charged with
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was being charged with the fleeing. I did not say that.
So now, as a single dad, he's probably going to lose his job waiting for the tether. And then the cycle is going to go again where he cannot support his kids, pay for his kids, continue to pay for child support.
He needs to show up to court, counsel. He needs to show up to court, and that's where my concerns lie. If he had shown up to court in the previous matter, the court wouldn't have some concerns. If he hadn't allegedly have a pending felony matter, the court wouldn't have similar concerns. If he alleged not to have fled police, please, sir, one moment. If he has alleged not to flee police, had to be caught on a foot pursuit while on bond for a matter that he failed to appear on, the court wouldn't have those concerns. So, but that's not the case. And so I have the concerns placed on the record. So the bond is set forth as stated.
Your Honor, I was not on a foot pursuit with the police at all. When the police came, I gave him my name.
To advise your client, he's talking about facts of the case.
I know what I'm saying. I know.
Your Honor, he wasn't charged with, sir, Mr. Gamble, we can't, just give me a second. It's hard for anybody to hear what you're saying if we're all speaking over each other.
He does have a capias. That's accurate. He was just heard yesterday on a capias. Or on Sunday. Sir, one moment, I'm addressing your counsel. He had a warrant for his arrest for failing to appear on a matter here at the 36th District Court. While he had a felony pending matter, he was being housed at in Macomb County. Then
that's not true.
That's what your counsel said.
That's not true.
And that's, sir, just one moment. What's concerning is that the court heard your on Sunday and continued the unaffordable bond on what, Monday or Tuesday, I believe, or this morning, I believe. That bond was continued for your failure to appear. Then the following day, after you were arraigned on, or the day before, you pick up this allegation of assault and battery, allegedly assaulting a woman, and then fleeing from the police. So I put my reasonings on the record. The bond is set as stated, Mr. Gamble. It's important you show up to court. These are allegations.
I know, but your information that you have is not correct at all.
Your Honor, if we can have a breakout room, we would appreciate it. And I will have my colleague go in a breakout room with him so they could, because they did waive his presence according to the Register of Actions this morning for the redetermination hearing because he was being housed in Macomb County before they brought him over to the Detroit Detention Center. So I don't even believe that he was there this morning, Your Honor. So if the court
you got all the wrong information. This is not right.
Okay, so if we could have a breakout room, I'm gonna have my colleague, if they could put him on camera too, so we don't hold up this camera. With Mr. Reagan, and we're going to go over some stuff. I would appreciate it, Your Honor.
Absolutely. We could put Mr. Gamble on camera too. Thank you.
Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'll call in the camera. Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Antonio James Martise Gamble.
Okay. Why is this gentleman back before his counsels?
Judge, this is the gentleman, Mr. Gamble, that we were talking to on camera too. Mr. Gamble, there was some issue, Judge, this morning, I think, and I was trying to explain to Mr. Gamble. He had a redetermination hearing this morning. Do you have a file, Your Honor?
Are you asking this matter to be recalled? I am,
Judge.
I didn't even know. It's a personal bond. It's a personal bond, yes.
And I wanted to see if I could address the GPS tether provision.
I said this was a personal bond. I don't know. And so what happened on this matter? This is a recall. You reached out to
Judge, I'm sorry.
Apparently.
This
is a misdemeanor A and B, and he's got a personal bond. This is on case 240, a recall at counsel's request, case 2404429, People State of Michigan, Antonio James Martise Gamble, appearance for the people.
Oh, Samuel A. Ragman, Your Honor, for the people. Sorry.
Your Honor, right. For the behalf of Mr. Gamble.
Mr. Gamble, state your full name again.
Antonio James Martise Gamble.
Thank you. So the matter was given a personal bond with conditions. Counsel, why is this matter being recalled?
Judge, I just wanted respectfully to address one of the conditions. I believe there was a GPS tether that was put in place, Judge, and I want to respectfully address that provision or condition that the court put in place. I would know, Judge, I talked to Mr. Gamble. You know, he had a matter that was supposed to be up this morning. There was some confusion as to that. We got that squared away. I just talked to the Chief Judge. We got that squared away, and that's going to be handled, Your Honor. But in terms of this case, I know Mr. Gamble's a single father, Judge, and I looked at the—
That's all been placed on the record, counsel. We've already had this whole arraignment. Everything that you're saying has been placed on the record. I know he had a capias in the past that apparently you've addressed the capias bond. He allegedly assaulted an individual on this matter, fled from the vehicle while on that capias bond, having, I believe, a pending felony matter, and had to be caught in a foot pursuit on this matter. And so that's the reason for the tethers the court recalls. So what additional information do you want the court to consider?
The additional information, Judge, is that the reason for the case is my understanding that Mr. Gamble was in the Macomb County Jail at the time of the last case. That was my understanding, Judge, and that's why he capias. And that's the reason why
he was in the Macomb County Jail being held on a felony matter, correct?
On another matter, Judge. That's correct. That's why he was not in our court, because he was being held on another matter in Macomb County, which he has since—
So he has a felony matter pending. He has another matter pending with the court. And while those are both pending, capias or not, he picked up this additional new matter, assaultive, and then allegedly fled the vehicle and was on a foot pursuit in order to be detained, while a pending matter in Macomb, a pending matter in Detroit, and then we have an assaultive allegation where he fled from the vehicle and had to be caught in a foot pursuit. Is that accurate?
Judge, so that is accurate. Judge.
Is that accurate?
That is accurate in terms of what the court has stated. He has a few matters. That is correct.
Well, that's the reason I put the tether. That's my concern. And nothing I've changed this from what I know.
So you're saying you put the tether on because he has a pending matter here, which has nothing to do with this case, and he has another pending matter which has nothing to do with this case or the fact. But that's why you're putting a tether on, because of two other cases that have nothing to do with this case? I'm just wanting you to—
Not at all, counsel. You weren't— maybe you would have heard if you represented him initially, but I don't know.
I'm asking you now, Your Honor. I'm just respectfully asking you now.
This is an assaultive allegation that allegedly turned physical, where it's alleged that Mr. Gamble punched the young woman in the face.
Right.
And then during the investigation,
right,
the officers alleged that he fled the vehicle and had to be caught on a foot pursuit.
I didn't read it like that.
Assaultive allegation.
Right.
Excuse me.
Can I say one thing?
No, you can't. No, hold on. Let the judge talk. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Say one thing.
No, you can't. Do not say anything, Mr. Gamble. Don't say a word. Go ahead, Judge. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
Counsel, that's the reason. Is that we have an assaultive allegation here, and then he allegedly fled from the vehicle and had to be caught on a foot pursuit.
Okay, Judge, and I didn't read it quite like that. I know we're not here to punish. The purpose of bond is
to— Let me just read the exact sentence that it says. The defendant fled from the vehicle, and after a brief foot pursuit, the defendant was caught and detained.
Judge, and what I'm saying is that after he got into the alleged argument with his cousin, he left the location. Now, for whatever reason, he was leaving, trying to get away, and I don't know what the situation was with the police, Judge, but I do know that bond is not meant to punish, and we're talking about slapping somebody, whether he slaps somebody or not, Judge. And my point, Your Honor, to the court,
counsel, if you would have read, it says the officer observed the defendant exit the business and get into a vehicle. The vehicle then fled, turning northbound on Grand River. Coming to a sudden stop, then the officers watched him get in the vehicle and drive away. Then
so let's charge him with fleeing and eluding, Judge. He's not charged with fleeing and eluding, Your Honor. He's charged with A and B. If he pled guilty today, Judge, he wouldn't do a day in jail, Judge. He'd probably do probation. That's why I'm saying the tether, I think, Judge, is restrictive, and so he's going to have to wait about 4 or 5 days to get a tether, Judge. And I don't think it's necessary.
I'm going to lose my job, man. I just picked up a new job.
Hold on. Jennifer Douglas for the people. Your Honor, could I just briefly, just because I keep track of the hearing. So was there a hearing with Judge McConaughey on the new case about whether he has to keep the tether?
On another case, the capias bond, because we thought he was in Macomb County Jail locked up, and the judge thought there was other things going on, which there's not. He's in the DDC. So
so you didn't talk to Judge McConaughey about the tether in the current case, the new case?
No, okay. Not at all. Not at all.
And Mr. Reagan, my understanding is that the chief continued that KPS bond. So that's concerning.
Well, I'm not concerned about that, Judge. I'm just concerned about this case.
If he was locked up in Macomb, why would he continue the KPS bond?
He wasn't locked up. Okay, so Judge, I'm just like you said, we're not talking about that case because you didn't call that case. We're talking about this case, and that was what I wanted to call, Your Honor, respectfully, and ask. And I understand the court has articulated. I understand what the court's saying, and but I just wanted to put on the record, my point of view, Judge. I respect the court. I have a great deal of respect for this court, and I understand, when this court says what it says what it says, and I just wanted my opportunity to respond to the court, and I appreciate you giving me that, Judge.
Always an absolute.
Can I say one thing, please? Please.
Counsel,
I understand, Mr. Gamble. We talked. I understand.
Can I please say one thing, please? That's all I want to do.
So Mr.
I know I'm on record.
So, Mr. Gamble, listen. So whatever you say, I don't think it's.
I know it can be used against me.
Situation.
I know that, sir. I understand. Can I please say what I'm about to say, please?
Mr. Gamble, I would advise you not to, though, because I don't think it would. If it would help,
I understand that. I still want to say it. I still want to say it, sir.
Okay.
I understand what you mean.
Okay.
All I'm asking is, I'm not trying to go against the court or nothing. All I'm saying, if I have to stay in jail another day, I'll lose my job. My son's right now being watched by my grandmother, who just had an aneurysm. We just buried her son Saturday. All I'm asking the court is it okay if I take myself to get the tether put on instead of having to be transferred over to the county jail and wait 4 or 5 days? Can that be possible?
And Judge, that is a definite request that we can ask this court, and we can prepare orders.
This allegation took place. I have concerns regarding not only this individual safety flight risk. If I didn't have those concerns, I wouldn't put a tether on. If I were to release you without the tether, there goes the safety. The reason I put the tether is the concerns regarding safety of the individual as well as the KPS. So if I have concerns, he's not going to show up to court. Those concerns lie similarly if he would have to show up for a tether. So that's a similar concern. So no, the tether will be fit for the reasons stated prior to being released.
Thank you very much.
So do you know how long that'll be? Because I just picked up a new job and I don't want to have to get a new warrant for child support again because I'm not paying child support. Do you know? Because I just got this job.
We want to address this. Hold on, Mr. Gamble.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor, very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, counsels, on this matter? Recall matter?
Further.
Judge, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Good luck, Mr. Gamble. Mr. Vincent, good afternoon.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He was just on because he was on the redetermination, and he was the only person who had any knowledge of it from our side.
Oh,
Thank you.